Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I am here with a reaction to the new Venom trailer. So there was a teaser trailer released. I didn't bother watching that, honestly. I heard that they didn't even feature Venom in it, and I just wasn't really interested. But now I'm seeing we now have a nice little thumbnail of Venom, and I know he's appearing in here. So, you know, I was asking for this movie for many years after they kind of butchered Venom in Spider-Man 3 with the you know, bad choice as an actor. Not a bad actor, but a bad choice. So I held off on watching this trailer. I know it came out, like, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, but I held off just to do the reaction here in this video for all you guys to see. So, you know, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good trailer. It looks like it's going to get me hyped. So let's take a look right now and see what the trailer's all about.
Thank you for bringing us collectively to this moment. It is a moment that so many have dreamed of claiming. History starts today.
There's the symbiote. Why do I feel like so many of these trailers all start the same way, with a shot of the city, it's shot of the bridge? They did, like, freshen up a little bit in these trailers. Same shots, you know. There's so many parodies of it because they do the same thing in each one.
How to hide in plain sight. I'm pretty good at it, but you suck.
Way better pick for Eddie Brock.
I work at the Life Foundation, and I need your help. We found something. We call them symbiotes. Carlton Drake believes that the union between human and symbiote is the key to our evolution.
Symbiote? It's a different pronunciation than what I grew up with, but okay.
I'm feeling really sick. I'm hearing a voice. Eddie. You're not real. You were just in my head.
I'm gonna need Mr. Drake's property back.
I don't know.
That's
Why would we do that?
pretty awesome. And he's saying we. I like that. Very comic book and animated series-esque. Oh, was that like the symbiote was actually talking to him? That was... I like that.
You should be extremely afraid. What the hell are you? We
are Venom.
Wow. Okay, wow, that looked really, really good. I'm really impressed. Okay, Tom Hardy looks excellent in this role. This is probably one of the best casting decisions I've seen out of them in a long, long time. That's so, you know, people are gonna come at this movie right away because it's Sony, and, you know, some people have a problem with the you know, with their history with Marvel. But I mean, this looked excellent. I mean, really good pick for the actor Tom Hardy. Big fan of him. You know, from doing Mad Max: Fury Road, and the movie that he was in with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant. That another excellent movie. Guy's a great actor. He's tough. Muscular, in shape, way better than the That 70s Show guy that they picked for Spider-Man 3, where his name escapes me at the moment. But I mean, this is a good choice. And I mean, right there at the end, I mean, that is, like, if you're gonna CGI a movie character, that is one way of doing it. That looked excellent. That looked real. That didn't look video game-ish. That looked like he was there. And that's not to say that the CGI in Spider-Man 3 looked bad. I'm not saying that the way how Venom, but also, like, this is, like, a bigger Venom. Tom Hardy is a bigger guy. That's where I think they really messed up. They made Eddie Brock not really seem tough. They just made him seem like an average guy when he's supposed to be more bullyish and not so much just a dick, but, you know, he's supposed to kind of exemplify almost like a schoolyard bully in a way, you know, kind of like an upgraded Flash Thompson. And I mean, like, everything we saw here with the symbiote, that kind of really annoyed me. You know, I'm not like one of these comic book nerds that, you know, doesn't like when, you know, when they modify something, because I mean, we've been seeing the source material modified, and I mean, like, I'm a fan of the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s where they modified a lot of different things, and you know, that's just how it is. You know, different production crews and writers are going to modify the story. They want to kind of make the story their own. If you want the comic book stories, you read the comic books. That's why they're there. I mean, that's just, you guys should just get used to that by now. You're not always going to see the comic book play out panel for panel on the screen. It's just not going to happen that way. It never has happened that way. It never did. So to still expect that to happen to this day, that's just not going to happen, you know. And like I said, I'm not even crazy. Like, Infinity War's coming out. I'm not excited for that, really, because I'm just, you guys saw Civil War. It's not like I'm trying to troll on here. I just legit don't enjoy those movies. I get bored with them. It's just, it's too by the numbers. It's just way too much. They're more focused on fan service than really creating like a cohesive movie with a good storyline. They're not doing a good job with it. But like this, like, I could see this already. I will enjoy, because this is more up my alley. Just a more straightforward movie where I'm not saying that they're not doing any fan service at all. Every single comic book movie is going to do a little bit here and there, but this is more like up to my speed. And people will probably say, oh, well, you know, then you just like the lower grade stuff, and that's not the case. I mean, everything we saw out of here, like I said, I love it. People get it twisted all the time. They think that I hate CGI based on my movie reviews and stuff, but I don't hate CGI. I like CGI when it's implemented well and they do it in a way where it looks like it belongs and it's not just shoehorned in there at the last minute. We saw some terrible CGI in Civil War, like especially with Spider-Man, where he just looked like he wasn't there. He looked like just pasted in from a video game. You know, they put him there at the last minute. So, you know, there's people make 1,000 excuses. People are saying that look good. So, you know, that's what's funny about people saying about my opinions about Civil War. You know, you're talking about a movie that it didn't even look good, and people are saying, like, you know, how can I possibly say I didn't like it? And I'm giving a valid example right there. This is an example of, to me, in these 2.5 minutes here, not even, I'm looking at a movie that seems 10 times more promising. I might just be, you know, biased because I'm a big fan of the character. You know, Venom, without a doubt, is the best villain. I mean, people will argue Carnage and everything, but I mean, Venom is the original symbiote villain, or symbiote, I guess now we're gonna say, based on this movie. But I'm really, like, impressed, blown away. That was a well done trailer. Unless those are just the best parts right there, which I highly doubt. I mean, that was excellent. I'm wearing my Venom shirt here just for the occasion. So, you know, that is just an excellent trailer. They really did a phenomenal job with that one. I'm highly impressed. They look like they put a lot of time and effort into this movie. It's almost like they knew that, you know, they went into it probably, I mean, they're not stupid, a lot of these studios. They obviously saw the feedback to Spider-Man 3, and they're like, okay, we got to make an effort here to try to improve on the films. You know, the representation of the character in the film. And I mean, they did a good job here. I mean, they cemented here. They obviously, I mean, Tom Hardy's a pretty big star. He's not like a massive star, but he's pretty big star. It's starred in a lot of popular films. So, and a lot of very critically acclaimed films. And actually, a lot of, like, I named 2 films that you know, he was like the main character in it, and they were great. So, you know, this guy is already pretty experienced. He's been around the block, and, you know, you're going to put this guy in a starring role. And I know, like, you're going to use examples like big stars, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. That didn't exactly work. Well, this is like a different story. This is obviously, you could tell that they kind of put a lot of time and thought into who they were casting and everything. Now, as far as who the antagonist is going to be here in this film, that remains to be seen. I don't know who they're going to pick to be a viable villain. What would have really been interesting, though, in this is if we could have seen Spider... I know they're not going to do this, but it would have been really interesting if this film could have been from the perspective of Venom, and, like, kind of view it as, like, Spider-Man is there and he's fighting Venom, but this is more from, like, a Venom-centric viewpoint. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so, you know, when, you know, Spider-Man goes away, we just see Venom, and we don't see Spider-Man until it's time for him to fight him again. Kind of like the opposite of what you would see in a superhero movie. When the villain goes away, but we really don't see too much of the villain by himself. It's mainly the camera is going to be focused on the hero. So they could have done something like that, and that would have been really good, but I don't know. For some reason, they don't have the balls to do that in Hollywood, even though that could be really interesting. I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing that. Kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like in a video game where you would pick the dark path or the villainous path, and, you know, the story kind of goes with that character. So they could try doing something like that maybe in the future, but, you know, it's 2018. They haven't even thought, even with the popularity of all the comic book movies, to do that. That's why I'm a little bit surprised. This is why, like I said, I don't like Civil War so much, because they don't take any chances in it. It's a very safe movie. This I like because they're picking a villain. You know, I know that Venom doesn't always act like a villain. He has his heroic moments. It can be an anti-hero at times. Sometimes he has good intentions, despite what the symbiote might be telling him to do. Oh, and by the way, like I even mentioned that here, I like they did that the commentary, like the symbiote's actually talking to him in that ominous voice. That was a great idea. Whoever thought of that, because that's something we really haven't seen. You know, we saw, like, in the cartoon where the symbiote would be, like, telling him to do things, and a little bit in Spider-Man 3, but we never actually, like, what are they, like, hearing from it? Now we're hearing a voice. You know, some people might complain and say, okay, it might have been better off to keep the voice. I like the voice. That was a good idea, that they're gonna do that. That's what I'm saying, taking some chances, trying some things new, a different interpretation. So, you know, I always like when a movie or a show does that. You know, they're not scared to explore different avenues when you have source material that's popular like this and you want to see what else you can do with it. And they're trying that out, and it's great. So there you go, guys. There's my reaction to this trailer. I think they did a real bang-up job here. This is excellent. I mean, I couldn't hope for anything better. Excited to see the film. I'm definitely going to see it when it comes out. It's coming out 3 days before my birthday, so that's a great birthday present right there, to see this movie. I just actually noticed this now after being here for several minutes with you guys. It's the #1 trending thing here on YouTube. That's pretty impressive. And already has 17 million views. And it came out yesterday, the trailer, actually. It was posted up on YouTube, so that's like, wow. I can only imagine what this is going to do in ticket sales. I think Black Panther's in trouble, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if the Black Panther trailer got that many views when it first came out. That's truly impressive. It really shows that a lot of people are very interested in seeing a Venom movie. So yeah, I mean, it's more than you could really hope for. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed my reaction here. Until next time.